Hello everyone, this is a demo on how to create MVC applications using Visual Studio 2017 and I'm going to show how I can move data back and forth between the controller and the view and the model. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be presenting. So we start with the empty app and then we're going to pass some data from the controller to the view. And then also passing a query string, some parameters to the controller and then to the view. And then I want to use a class so that I can return more than just one single value from my controller to the view and display it. All right. And then the object can have multiple attributes. And then not just one object, but list of objects, a collection of objects to be displayed in the view. And then continuing to accessing a database with all the different rows of data from a table, storing in a collection of objects similar to what we're doing over here in your controller to be passed to the view for display. All right. So here we are. We are going to start with an empty app, and this is what we're going to be doing. All right. Right. So this is my Visual Studio. So let me create a new project. And this is going to be a ASP.NET web application. MVC simple. All right. Hit OK. MVC, no authentication, hit OK and let it go. I'm going to pause this for a little bit. Okay, so we have empty application. It's not really empty because in the controller there's already a home controller and view. But let's say that I want to create my own controller. So in the controller there, I'm going to add a new controller. So I'm going to do a MVC5 empty controller, and I'm just calling it the demo controller. And I will create a view for that too. So this is demo controller index, which by default is the action to be invoked. All right, so I don't have to do anything here. And so I'm going to go to my view now. There's a demo folder. I'm going to add a view. So this is called index. Oops. All right, and layout page. I don't think I have a layout page, but I think maybe I can just use a shared one over here to have some kind of consistency. And so there you go. All right, so just to make sure that we are doing something over here. Hello there. All right. So let's go to run this. And I'm going to pause this again. Okay, so when it comes back, it will have the index page, H2 and H3. All right. So it is under demo controller index view. All right. All right. Let's get out of this one. And let's stop this. Good. All right. The next thing I want to do is to pass from the controller a message to the view. So the easiest way to do this is just to type in view bag. Just give it a name for my message. Hi from controller. All right, and then pass on to the view, and then from index.cshtml, hello there. Again, I want to say something like this is add view bag dot I think I call it my message, right? So view bag dot my message coming from view bag dot my message. So you notice the syntax change with the add symbol here to allow me to connect between the controller to the view. All right, so let's look at this again. Oops, there was an error message. Let me just double check. Oh, I forgot the semicolon here. So let me run. Okay, so it looks like it's going. And this is a lot faster now. All right, so when it comes back, let me just do a /demo/index, and there's our message, hi from controller. All right, so I can pass from the controller a string, and then go into here. All right, there's a view. Okay, so let's continue. So let's say I want to pass in a parameter from my controller to the view. So how do I do that? Well, I can do this by typing in this controller. Let's say I have a string coming in and input a value. All right, so I can say hi from controller, this is from I want to add to this input value. All right, so from my URL, I'm going to pass in a value to the controller. Controller is going to pass this into the view. All right, so one more time, run. I'm going to pause again, so to make this video shorter. Okay, when it comes back, let me specify the URL demo index. Now, because I want to create a query string to pass in a value to the controller, it has to be something like this. Input value. Why input value? Well, because this index is expecting a string input value. You can have multiple of them. You go to bin. All right, so I want to provide bin as input value. So they're just hi from controller, this is from bin. So from URL to the controller, controller to the view. All right. All right, so what I've done so far is this already. So I have shown you how to pass data to a view, and that's basically using a view bag. So we can see that I can use different attributes over here as long as I'm doing this consistently. And then passing a query string to view, I can basically provide a parameter over here and to be used inside my C# code. And as long as I have the query string over here, then I can access it in my view. All right. All right, so I'm going to now provide a class. So in case I want to return more than one thing in my controller to my view, I want to put it into a class with different attributes. I want to do that. So I'm going to create a class and have just name and email inside there. Okay, so here just under my models, I'm going to add a item. I'm just going to do a code, a class, class1.css. Very simple. All right. So it's going to be a public class. I'm going to make it really simple. Declaring public with a string and name, and going to allow me to get and set, and then public string, and I think email and get and set. All right. So now what I can do is that in my controller, I can use this use this class. So maybe what I'll do is continue over here. So I'm going to do class 1 C. Oh, we need to class 1. So because class 1 is not declared or is not declared here, I have to the easiest way to add this by using using MVC simple, which is my application.models, and then class 1 will be resolved. Because I've set the get and set, so I can do a set name. I can put the input the value over here, which is coming from my query string, and then I can do the email over here. If you want to get a hold of me, it's byu@bcit.ca. All right, and then the return a view. So everything is all there. Now I just have to go back to my index.cshtml and tell the system I am working with this class. So add model. This is my MVC simple dot models, and specifically I'm using class 1. All right. And in my view back, instead of doing this message, let me show you another one here. From this is my class 1. I'm going to show add model dot name. And then I'm going to show add model dot email. All right. Okay, let's see what happens. Let me run it one more time, and I'm going to pause it. Okay, so when it comes back, let me just do the demo index and the query string input value is equal to Ben, and see what happens. Oops. Trouble. The reason why I'm getting this problem here is because the view doesn't know where this model is coming from, and I did not do something over here in the controller, because I've set up the class, right, to put the input value from the parameter and byu@bcit.ca my address, but I never pass it to the view. So you need to put C, which is the object, all right, of class 1 to be accessible by the view. So let's do it one more time. Let me pause again. All right, so this time when I do the demo index input value, so typing Ben, it's Benjamin. All right, so there it is. All right, so index, hello there. This is from the controller. This is from Benjamin. That comes from this parameter, and then this is from my object from class 1 Benjamin byu@bcit.ca. All right. Okay, I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to resume in another video on how to create a list of these objects, a collection of these objects, and then continue with database access. All right.